What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Realistic Summer Career Mode. This is episode number 90, and we're starting today's episode off on the back of our thrilling comeback victory at home to Granada. We were 3-1 down right after the restart, but we turned the game on its head to win it 4-3 with the final kick of the game from João Felix. What a season he and Ceballos are having up top. My dynamic duo on absolute flames. Still, match day 5 of the Champions League, our first game today, and it comes, of course, against Liverpool on the back of our win over Pulsam and Liverpool's win over Sporting on match day 4. That means we've both now qualified for the knockout stages. Both teams guaranteed to be going through, but it now comes down to who tops the group and who finishes runners-up. After I draw at Anfield on match day 1, that would mean that heading into the game, because of the head-to-head record, whoever wins this game would luck up top spot. So if we would win, we're guaranteed to be top of the game to spare. If Liverpool win, they're guaranteed to be top of the game to spare. If we draw, then it's going to come down to goal difference if we both win on match day 6, which is quite likely. So heading into the game, I knew the importance of this one. Yes, there are a few changes, but I still picked a really strong lineup. You know the importance of topping your group in the Champions League. If you finish top, you're going to face a runner-up. And obviously in the Champions League, you know, I say it all the time, it's the Champions League. So of course, all groups are going to be tough. Everyone that qualifies is going to be a good team, of course. But it is still a luxury knowing that the likelihood is you'll miss out, a Manchester City or a Paris Saint-Germain, Bayern Munich, for example. So, yeah, Real Madrid. Heading into the game, I knew we had to win this one, man. Like a draw, I didn't want to leave it to chance, because Liverpool are going to beat Pools on match day 6. They're bottom of the group with 0 points. They're guaranteed a win in that game there, and they'll probably win it big. And if it comes down to goal difference, they'll most likely overtake us. And we'll still have to beat Sporting ourselves on match day 6. So this, to me, was bigger than match day 6, of course. Win this, we lock it up. I wanted it done tonight in Madrid. We were leading by 2, and it was our 2 defenders that got the goals. Pedro Porro with the first, and then Santos with his second goal of the season already. I don't think he scored a goal for me in Inter Milan. He's got 2 in the first half of the season already with me in the Metropolitano. I love it. But I'll be totally honest here, man. This was a wild game. We were leading by 2, but Lord knows I did not deserve to be leading by 2. Liverpool had a whole host of chances in the game, particularly in the second half. Jan Oblak made a couple of really big saves. Later on, at 6 minutes to go, Sadio Mane, the now Bayern Munich man, former Southampton man too, makes it 2-1. This guy always scores against me in FIFA career mode, but in the end, thankfully, it just proved to be a consolation. Final score, Atletico 2, Liverpool 1, and that is that. It is done. It is over, and I talked about this at length in the last episode, but it's so important to get your qualification in the bag as soon as you can. If you can lock up top spot with a game to spare as well, that's massive, absolutely massive. And now, of course, because of the win there, we do stay first place, but because it goes head-to-head before goal difference, it now means that even if we lose to Sporting on match day 6 away in Portugal, even if Liverpool thrash Victoria Pulsam by 10 goals to 0, it will not matter. Even if their goal difference is better than ours and the points are still the same, we'll still be top on the head-to-head record, because we drew in Liverpool, but we won in Madrid. Big luxury there, man. Massive. Now we can, of course, rest all our players on match day 6 for the trip to Lisbon. Still, for the second game of today's episode. Oh, here we go. Biggest one of the season so far. And we just had a massive win over Liverpool. Before that, the thrilling comeback win over Granada. I was out of breath during this session, and now I've got to take on Barcelona away at the Nou Camp. Level on points right now in La Liga. We've got the same record, but just goal difference separating the sides. Our first meeting of the two teams here. You look at Barcelona's team, it's fantastic. Yes, a couple of noteworthy players are left, but Ansu Fati at 90 overall is still there. Laporte has now moved on there. Ter Stegen is still there. He's amazing. Ferran Torres is still there. Frankie de Jong is still there as well. It's a brilliant Barcelona team, no doubt about that. And last season they won the championship. In the game, they finished 15 points clear of the Atletico Madrid side we've now inherited. Right now, though, level on points. First meeting of the season. This was going to be massive. And again, just like in the Champions League, in La Liga, if teams are level on points, it goes head-to-head before goal difference. That meant heading into the game, I didn't mind if we drew, but we simply could not afford to lose based on how close it's been in the first half of the season. So massive, massive game here on the back of our win over Liverpool, and taking on Barca, Xavi's side. What a great resurgence they've had since Xavi came in to replace Koeman. Well, 15 minutes into the game, I got off to the worst possible start. Absolutely shocking. And I'll be honest, man, I was feeling really nervous because we've been level on points with Barca since the season began, and they're just not dropping points. And I was thinking, after our draw against Betis and the shock loss to Cadiz, those were big, big blows. But a loss in this game will be even bigger than those two slip-ups there. Couldn't afford this. I was really nervous. And Andre Silva fired Barca in front in the early stages. 28 minutes in, you can see the nerves here. Great block, and I just, what was that with Ceballos, man? I could have bent it far corner with Messi's Regen. Probably found it back in the net, or at least tested Ter Stegen. I misplaced a 4-yard pass, and Barca were clear. We're still trailing by 1 until we didn't. 2 minutes to go before the break, and the former Magpie, Bruno Guimaraes, drills it, and I mean drills it, bottom corner, out of the reach of Jan Oblak, and we're 2-0 down at half-time. And I was thinking, guys, I've got to do my best Mikel Arteta impression in the dressing room, do a little doodle, do a little scribble of a brain and a heart, shaking hands and holding hands and giving each other a kiss and saying, lads, passion and mentality. That's how we get back in this game. Well, 4 minutes after the restart, a certain player showed a lot of passion when he was playing for Barcelona. He's now at PSG. Messi, well, Messi's Regen comes to Barcelona and gets us back in the game. Had a shocking first half, better start to the second, makes it 2-1, we're back in the game, and then a few minutes later Ter Stegen denies him, massive save on the 1-on-1, but all the momentum is with Atletico in the start of this second half. In the first half, really even game. Barca slightly better team and leading by 2, but in the second, it's all Atletico Madrid, and I knew pressure was going to pay off at some point, which it did. A dynamic duo once again proving to be the difference makers. The boys up top, first Ceballos, then João Felix, the 2 top scorers in La Liga, and for us make it 2-2. We're back on level terms now with 9 minutes to go. Barca looking for a winner. They found it. Yep, unlike the game against Granada where we battled back from 2 goals down in the second half to level it and then win it later on, Barca did it to us and gave me a taste of my own medicine. Yep, Bruno Guimaraes, the Brazilian, the former Magpie from Tyneside to Catalonia, gets his second, makes it 3-2, and all of that hard work in the second half undone by 1 lapse of concentration as Barca do snatch the victory and win it 3-2. Even game, could have gone either way, came down to who was more clinical. In the end, that was Barca. You saw we missed 2 great chances in that game. First in the first half, and I misplaced that pass with Ceballos. God knows how I got that one wrong. And then that one-on-one chance where Ter Stegen made the save. He got me a goal back, but he could have had a hat-trick in the game. In the end, it's a loss, and there you go. This is why it's so important. We close out November, 15 games in. Barca now take a 3-point lead on us. Villarreal have got themselves into the title race here. They're only 3 points behind us, and now 6 behind Barca. And Real in 4th as well. There's still a long way to go, not in the halfway stage yet, so anything can still happen right now, but that's a big, big loss. Absolutely big defeat there. I said a point wouldn't be bad because of the head-to-head record, but a loss is huge. Because of how tight it's been, it would mean that, you know, let's say hypothetically in this match day 3 in the final game today against Real Valladolid, we win this game and Barcelona lose to Valencia at Mestalla, we'll still be behind them. We'll have a better head-to-head record. We'll be back on points, but we'll still be behind them because, we'll have a better goal difference, but we'll still be behind them because of the head-to-head record. So, yeah, that's put ourselves in a little bit of a hole early on in the season. It's our second defeat of the campaign. They both came away from home against Cadiz and Barcelona, but it does mean that I know now Barcelona have got a massive advantage. I mean, I know it's, you know, playing devil's advocate, it's not going to happen, but it does mean that if they were to win all of their games and then lose another one, we could win all of our remaining games and still finish runners-up. It's Barcelona now, who technically, even though it's still very early days, have destiny in their own hands. Huge loss, and that's significance of head-to-head records. So, yeah, for the third and final game, Real Valladolid at the Metropolitano. We've won every single game here this season, apart from the draw against Betis, where I threw away a 2-goal lead in 10 minutes. Let's just say on the back of the loss to Barcelona, I woke up feeling angry. Yeah, I really needed to win this game big, and poor old Real Valladolid. You know, I've said this before, but like, you know when you're playing FIFA and you have a slip-up or a late defeat or a really damaging loss, and the very next game, you just go into it and you're like, I'm going to thrash these guys. Like, it happens to me both online and offline. I'm like, I'm going to thrash my next opponent. Like, do you know what I mean? If I've lost a game through like a last minute winner or whatever, or if I had a big slip up like in our defeat against Cadiz earlier this season, the very next game I'm like, I'm going to put the sword to these guys and get my anger out on them. And we were 3-0 up in the first half an hour, absolutely in cruise control. And then right before the break here, Sevelos intercepts his back pass, really lazy pass, Eduardo onto it, looking for a hat-trick, but instead rolls it across to Monchu, who drills one in. Really good finish by Monchu, to be fair. He's been a great pickup as well. You know, when we signed him, of course, you know, I said I want a player that can do everything through the middle of the park. All my midfielders, I want them all to be like that. That's why I signed Keffer and Thuram as well. He's great, man. He's a really good squad player. With the injuries to Fernandes and Raskin we've had this season, he's been a really important member of my team. So, yeah, 4-0 Atletico at the break, and then 13 minutes after the restart, a chance to make it 5. Sevelos rolls through Garcia. That's the importance of angling those off-the-ball movement runs. I talked about them in the last episode there. You would have seen the run get shown on the pitch for where Garcia's going to run to. That's by flicking the stick after pressing L1. It's so important to get a player in behind the last man, which he does. Garcia runs through. Atletico 5, Valladolid 0. Yep, sorry Valladolid, but I just lost to Barcelona for a late goal after coming back from 2 goals down. I wasn't going to take it easy on you. Yep, 5-0. Going to be more, to be fair, but hey, we'll take it. Massive victory there, back on track. And as you'll see, exactly what I talked about pre-game did indeed happen, as you'll see the league table. We beat Valladolid, we thrashed them. And Barca went to the Mestalla and were beaten by Valencia. But because of their dead record, despite us having a better goal difference by plus 13, we remain in second place. That is why, in a league which goes head-to-head before goal difference, you cannot afford to lose to your title rivals. It's a huge psychological blow. At least we're back to level on points. But that will it this episode of the Realistic Summer Career, guys. Big fan of you for watching. Hope you have enjoyed it. If you have, then please do drop a like. Most love to you all. Have a fantastic day, and I will see you for the next episode of the Realistic Summer Career Mode, featuring our first Madrid derby against Real very soon.